If you're thinking about buying the Oakley Flight Deck goggles because they look sleek and promise that killer pilot visor style, hold up. This honest review is exactly what you need. These goggles, priced at around $191, boast they'll maximize your field of view and keep you spotting every obstacle on the mountain. But here's what surprised me. There are some major flaws that could ruin your skiing or snowboarding experience. You might think these goggles are the ace you want for your winter adventures, but what if I told you they come with some unexpected headaches? Stick around because I'm diving deep into the real story behind the Oakley Flight Deck's hype, so you don't buy blind and end up with regrets. First things first, the Oakley Flight Deck is all about that rimless frame inspired by fighter pilot helmets. Sounds cool, right? It offers a wide field of vision and claims to be compatible with popular helmets like the Oakley MOD5 and MOD3. Plus, it's built with Oakley's renowned Prizm lens technology designed to enhance color and contrast on the slopes. Sounds like a dream, but not everything that shines is gold. Now, here's the twist. Despite its slick design and technology, several users and I noticed some issues that could make you think twice. Keep watching and I'll explain why, and better yet, who might actually benefit from these goggles and who definitely should look elsewhere. If you've come this far, I promise you'll get the full lowdown plus some surprising pros you might have missed, so don't go anywhere. Now, let's get real. Are these goggles for everyone? Spoiler alert, nope. But let me tell you the story of my buddy Jake, an enthusiastic snowboarder who swore by Oakley gear. He loved the Flight Deck style and claimed it felt like wearing a high-tech jet fighter eyepiece. However, during a particularly foggy day on the mountain, Jake got frustrated because his goggles fogged up ridiculously fast, cutting his visibility. He told me it was like trying to see through a steamed-up bathroom mirror after a hot shower. Turns out, despite the comfort and style, the Flight Deck's ventilation could be a major downside if you don't want steamed lenses failing you when it matters most. Now, don't think it's all doom and gloom. I'll break down the details that make it worthwhile, but also highlight the trade-offs. For starters, the rimless design is stylish and offers a panoramic view, which is a big win if you're looking for that immersive sightline on the slopes. The lenses aren't polarized, but they use Oakley's proprietary Prizm tech, tweaking light transmission to enhance color contrast so shadows pop and you can spot icy patches easier. These lenses also meet the ANSI Z87.1 impact resistance standard, meaning they're durable enough to take a hit if you wipe out hard. But here's the catch. Because the lenses are interchangeable, swapping them out can be a fiddly process compared to other goggles. So if you like switching lenses on the fly as weather changes, your fingers might get tired. Rehook time. What if I told you that despite the premium price, these goggles might not fit all face shapes comfortably? That's right. Oakley specifically notes the Flight Deck looks best on oval, heart, square, and round faces. My friend Sarah, who has a more angular face, tried them on and found they slipped down her nose constantly, feeling loose no matter how tight the strap. She joked, quote, "Impossible to keep Flight Deck on a rocket scientist's nose but not hers." This brings us to an important point. Fit matters, especially in snow goggles, because nothing kills the vibe faster than cold wind sneaking in from the sides or the goggles sliding off mid-trick. Furthermore, the rimless frame design might be trendy, but it can spell trouble in terms of frame durability and lens protection. Unlike goggles with full frames, these leave the edges of the lens more exposed, increasing the risk of chipping or damage if you're not super careful. Imagine this. You're cruising the slopes, you fall, and your goggles hit the rocks. While Flight Decks look tough, those edges might take a hit more easily than you'd think. This is especially relevant if you're an aggressive rider or skier who spends a lot of time pushing the limits. On the flip side, the lightweight feel is a blessing for long days on the mountain, reducing pressure on your face, which means less fatigue, something recreational riders will appreciate. Here's a joke for you while you process this. Why did the snowboarding goggle break up with the snow helmet? because it found it too framing. Okay, back to business. Another factor worth mentioning is the lack of polarized lenses. While Oakley's Prizm lenses improve contrast, they're not polarized, which means intense glare off fresh snow or frozen lakes might still blindside you. If you're someone who battles blinding sunlight reflected from white slopes, this is a consideration. Plus, the price tag is quite steep for a non-polarized lens goggle, where some other brands offer polarized at similar or lower costs. However, the Oakley Flight Deck passes impact resistance with flying colors and offers a pretty sleek form factor paired with quality construction, meaning you're paying for design plus brand reputation. Let me drop another story for you. I met a guy named Mark, a weekend warrior who loves skiing but isn't a professional. Mark found the Oakley Flight Deck incredibly comfortable and loved how expansive his vision felt without the frame obstructing his view. He said it enhanced his confidence on the slopes. However, Mark also admitted that in flat light conditions, he sometimes wished for a lens that adapts more dynamically or offers a bit more fog and glare protection. So if your mission is clear sunny days, these goggles deliver on clarity and style perfectly. But if you're hitting all kinds of weather, you might consider something more versatile. Rehook alert. What if you could get those sleek looks and Prizm lenses without the fog and fit issues? I'll share some alternatives later in this video, but before that, let's look at the positives in a bit more detail. The Flight Deck's oversized spherical lens mimics the curvature of a pilot's helmet visor, opening up your peripheral vision drastically compared to traditional goggles. This can reduce neck strain because you don't have to constantly turn your head to see what's around you. Also, the ventilation system, although not perfect, includes dual-layer foam padding that helps keep cold air out while allowing moisture to escape. When it works right, it keeps your face cozy and dry. But here's another joke before moving forward. What did the ski goggles say to the ski lift? Lift me up. Okay, back to facts. The helmet compatibility is excellent, especially if you're already invested in Oakley helmets like the MOD3 or MOD5. They fit like a dream without gaps, which is a critical feature for safety-conscious gear users. If you don't wear a helmet, the strap adjusts easily for a snug fit, but again, your mileage may vary based on face shape. The aesthetics, I can't argue with. These goggles are the perfect blend of futuristic style and practical engineering, making you look like you just stepped out of a sci-fi flick on frozen tundra. Now, let's address potential buyers directly. Who is the Oakley Flight Deck really for? If you're a serious skier or snowboarder who prioritizes wide peripheral vision and sharp contrast enhancement, and you already use Oakley helmets, this goggle might be your best match. It's particularly suited for sunny conditions, on groomed pistes or crunchy powder days. However, if you experience a lot of diverse weather, like fog or flat light, or if you struggle with finding goggles that fit your specific face shape, you might want to explore other options. For casual riders or those on a tighter budget, the almost $200 price might feel hard to justify considering some of the usability concerns. Before wrapping up, a quick tip. When purchasing the Flight Deck, consider investing in anti-fog sprays or treatments to combat the fogging issue, and always check compatibility with your favorite helmet. Trying them on in-store first if possible is highly recommended because fit will make or break your experience. The bottom line is, yes, the Oakley Flight Deck is a top-tier product in many respects, but it's not a one-size-fits-all solution, and knowing its limits will save you money and frustration. Here's the final joke to send you off with a smile. Why don't ski goggles ever get lost? Because they always have their eye on the slopes. Now, onto the final verdict. The Oakley Flight Deck delivers on its promise of an expansive view and crisp colors thanks to Prizm technology. The rimless design offers style and minimizes frame interference, and helmet compatibility is top-notch. Yet, the fogging problem, fit issues for certain face shapes, non-polarized lenses, and premium price give pause. If you're willing to overlook some drawbacks for premium optics and stellar design, the Flight Deck could be your mountain companion. If you're picky about lens versatility, fit, or budget, it's worth checking out some alternatives first. All things considered, the Flight Deck stands as a premium goggle option that excels at delivering immersive vision. But be prepared to manage those trade-offs or enhance your purchase with accessories to optimize the experience. So if you're still interested and want to snag the best price, check out the link in the description. I've got you covered there. Thanks for watching this honest Oakley Flight Deck review. Safe riding and enjoy the slopes.